Anabolic Academy, Serious and Silliness, bodybuilding. Another week has passed, but this is the birth of bodybuilding season 2025 because we just had the Arnold Classic, and I was very excited. If you guys haven't seen, go look at the wrap up I did about the Arnold Classic 2025. Not my live feed; that was 3 hours long. I mean, if you want to watch the 3 hours, go right ahead. Don't get me wrong, you can. But the wrap up, because I've been getting a lot of DMs and a lot of emails and messages and comments saying that I was wrong about the my opinion on the Arnold Classic 2025. I said it was very close. We're gonna get into that in a minute, but first, this is Anabolic Academy. Nobody has ever tuned in before. What it is you ask me questions about bodybuilding and fitness or anything you'd like, and I answer them. Where can you reach me to ask me these questions? Well, you could email me, John underscore Livia at Yahoo. You could email me at my other email, Uncle John 201 at Gmail. You could hit me up on Instagram, Serious and Silliness. You could hit me up on Facebook, John Livia. You could hit me up on TikTok, John Livia. Or if you see me in person, just ask. Sometimes I get really good questions in person and I just put them on here. Like people at the gym ask me something and they don't know that it's like for Anabolic Academy or anything like that, but they just ask me, hey, can I pick your brain or whatever? And then I should put it on here because it's a good question. Or or one of the guys at work, you know, will ask me that, and it's always funny when the guys ask me questions at work because I know immediately when it's a serious question or when they're just fucking around. When they're just fucking around, they do it in a group of people or a bunch of people. When they're serious, they pull me to the side. They want to talk to me one on one, and they go, "Hey, I got to try to lose weight. I got to get in shape or whatever." Or, went to the doctor. The doctor said this and blah 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 blah. What do you think? And then that's when I get serious because if they're serious and they pull me to the side and want to talk to me alone and they have my they're trusting me with this information and then I respect it, so I will obviously address it and I'll follow up. I had a couple of guys do that to me this year, and I respect it greatly. One guy actually is married and he had a kid and he's very heavy and he basically said, I have to lose weight, I have a kid now. What do you recommend, what do you do? And I very much respected him for it because he wasn't doing it for himself. He was doing it for his child. And it's like, I got to be there for her when she gets older. So obviously I addressed it and then we talked after. I give him a call, see how, everything was working out and whatnot. But anyway, all right. That's just a piece of info if you want. Anyway, um, okay. Over the weekend, Arnold Classic 2025. I did a live feed, which was pretty fun. On the live feed, I had Jason Ons came in, Dorian Haywood came in, Ian Hedek. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for Ian Hedek, and thank you very much for Coach Rich, because those two guys stayed with me all 3 hours. And that was really, I did said, because when I was talking to everybody, I was like, guys, you don't have to stay for the whole thing. It's long. You could just pop in, go, come, whatever, you come in for 10 minutes if you want. I don't care. But they stayed for the whole thing, which was really, really cool of those two guys. And, you should go. Ian Hedek, it's IANHEYDECKE. And he has a great YouTube channel. Obviously, Dorian has a great YouTube channel. Dorian Haywood, IFBB Pro. But with Rich, Rich has a uh, uh, on Instagram. You go to team underscore R2 form, FORM. The guy is a great coach. See, coaching, it's strange because coaching, there's a lot of shitty coaches that don't give a shit and just want to take your money. I don't affiliate myself with those guys. Okay. I don't affiliate myself with scumbags. I affiliate myself with good people. And Coach Rich is a good dude. So if you're really looking to um, get a good coach, uh, I believe he's in Canada, but he does online stuff and whatnot. He really is a good coach. He really is. I'm not making this up. You got to see. There are some pictures where you got to see. I mean, he's gotten some people pro cards and the before and after shots. He's really good. So that is on Instagram, team TEAM underscore R2 form FORM. So Coach Rich, go reach out to him. All right. On the wrap up. It was my opinion that I said that it was very close between Samson and Derek, and it was a coin toss between those two at the finals. because I said if they gave it to either one of them, I wouldn't have had a problem with it. Okay, because when I was watching it, you had basically two different types of bodybuilders. You had a Derek Lunsford who has this incredibly just tremendous muscle mass with great shape, and condition was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. I teamed up with Chris Aceto, and I kept saying that from the beginning that I am not going to doubt the team of Aceto and Derek because I know Derek wants to get back in that winner's circle and Aceto was the guy to help. Okay. There's no question about it. The guy has got 30, 35 years of experience under his belt. His track record speaks for himself. You're talking about guys like Cedric. You're talking about guys like Jay Cutler. The list goes on, blah, blah, blah. And then you had Samson. And Samson, his best way of winning shows is not his conditioning. It's his size, it's his shape, and it is his round, beautiful muscle belly. He has tremendous symmetry and he filled out that frame. His conditioning is good enough. Okay. He always had this issue of coming in like chiseled. He never comes in chiseled like Derek, but Samson, his calling card is his shape and his size and his beautiful symmetry and balance. Excuse me. And his conditioning is good enough. It's like 95%. And it gets better with like every show. So you're comparing apples to oranges. And there were several shots that I was like, wow, those shots are very close. But I was getting people that were emailing me saying, it's not close. The comments are not close. And then like, go look at the scorecards. I know what the scorecards. I saw the scorecards. Okay. I know what they say. Now, the night before, it's not like I didn't have Derek winning. The prejudging, I had Derek winning. The night show, the next day, I thought it was closer. The prejudging, I had Derek winning because, especially when they started really posing them and really working them, Derek shined. He got harder as they posed, and Samson faded. He faded as they posed. Okay, so to me, it was a two-man race, and Andrew Jack looked great. Don't get me wrong, but he was not breaking those top two. I don't know why. Okay, I get it. Derek won, and I said, I wouldn't be upset if they gave it to either one of them because it was that close. So the judges gave it to Derek. All right. I'm not going to like take back my opinion. I still believe it was close. And I still believe we would not be sitting here arguing if they gave it to Samson. Um, if you go back and watch my live feed with Ian and Coach Rich and Dorian Haywood joined, they all thought it was close. We all were watching it on the live feed, and I had a huge big screen. I moved everything downstairs to my living room so I could watch. I have a 60-inch screen so I could watch it on there. And I all thought it was close. Now people say, "Oh, you got to be there. You got to be there." Well, I wasn't there, and I was watching it on the big screen, which was it was actually really that's another good thing. The Arnold Classic live stream was really good, and the lighting on stage was excellent. They're not Arnold knows what he's doing. Let's put it that way. He puts on a good show. Um, so that's that. I'm not taking anything I said back. I believe it was close. I'm fine with Derek winning. I understand why he won, and that was the case. That's it. No shame in my game, baby. Shit. Anyway, but this is Anabolic Academy, and I have to get to the questions. Do I have? I think I only have like 3 or 4 questions today. Let's see. Okay. And of course, my first question is from you know who. If you watch the show, Fran is the man. Because Fran, he is the man. I mean, that's just the way it goes. Fran is the motherfucking man because he sends me questions. I've had people that have watched my show since day one, and he's one of them, and I'm very grateful for him and people like that. So, okay, Fran is the man. If Nick Walker and Martin Fitzwater competed at the Arnold, how would they have placed? And if Nick Walker and Martin Fitzwater, okay, so we're talking Martin from the Olympia and Nick Walker from the New York Pro. They probably would have took third and fourth. Martin probably would have took third. Nick Walker probably would have took fourth, and then the rest of them, then Andrew Jacked. would took it would have taken fifth. See, the problem with Andrew is a fantastic bodybuilder. And from the front, he looks amazing from the front. It's when he turns around. When he turns around and he's got nothing going on his hamstrings, his glutes aren't peeled, he's got no lower back, and when he turns around and he does those shots against fucking Martin and Nick and Samson and Hottie, it's not even close. And then when you have guys, guys like Nick and Derek and Sampson and even Martin to a certain extent, when they do those side shots and their quads are just like their legs look like fucking Clydesdales, like bow, and they have Mack truck density and they're doing those side shots and you see how thick they are. Andrew Jack can't hang with those guys. It's just the way it is. Andrew Jack is a very good bodybuilder. And I've said before, he could win any show that he puts himself into, with the exception of the Olympia and the Arnold USA. And I really believe that is going to be his career. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. He's still one of the best in the world today. And he is a threat in any lineup. Because if he does continue to do the Arnold and the Olympia with Chris Aceto in his corner, okay? If one of those guys, leave the door open, like don't come in as hard, or spill over, or fade as they're posing, he can take over. But guys like Derek and Sampson and Martin Fitzwater, I just don't see that happening too. And he's also it's also close to 40, Andrew Jack. But as far as and what I mean by that is that, after 40, you only have a few good years left. Okay. It might be a young 40, right? But you're not going to be able to put on a lot of muscle like you do in your 20s and 30s and whatnot. But that would be my opinion. If Martin would have probably taken third and Nick would have probably taken fourth. Let's see. Next question with the fuck is his name again? Fran is the man. Will Sam Sulek be replacing Seabum as the new face of classic bodybuilding? Um, my opinion, probably not, but we have to see what the future holds. I mean, yeah, their personalities are kind of the same. So it's a possibility as far as their personalities. Their draw on social media is the same. But the difference is Seabum was the best in the world at classic physique. And it's possible that Sam Sulek could get there. I mean, he turned pro in 1 year, which is amazing, which I'm be talking about uh, on my live feed, because he made me eat my words, which is fine. If I'm wrong, listen, everybody out there, if I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. Okay, I was wrong about Sam Sulek. I said he couldn't get his pro card this year, and he made me eat my words. I will be addressing that in the live feed I'm doing, because I'm doing this. I'm taping this before the live feed tonight, and it'll be up Tuesday. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. It's very possible he could be the face of uh, classic physique. Here's the thing. I don't think Sam Sulek's going to stay in classic physique. He has a bodybuilder's build, and he's only 22 or 23 years old. And I think in a year or two, you're going to see him on an IFBB Pro bodybuilding stage. He is a very big, muscular kid, and I don't see him staying in classic physique. I think he made a really, really smart move competing in classic to get his pro card. Because if you saw the kid that won the bodybuilding, he wasn't going to beat him. The kid that won the bodybuilding looks phenomenal. I forgot his name, but he looks great. So that answers that. Okay, next question. Kali underscore baby. What's your opinion on Smith machine versus barbell movements? Barbell movements are always better. Okay. Anytime you want to use a barbell versus a Smith machine, barbell versus a hammer strength, barbell versus any plate loaded machine, barbells are always going to be better, because you have to create balance, and you also work your supporting muscles. There, you have muscles that actually support the larger muscles, and you actually work those muscles, and just balancing yourself puts more strain on the muscles. Now, I do. I don't really squat as much as I used to, because I got a little bit of back issues and so on and so forth. But I do use hack squats and I do use Smith machines. The one thing I always use Smith machine for that I don't use barbell is bent over rows. I use Smith machine, bent over rows. I just prefer them. But at my stage of the game, it doesn't matter. I'm an old fuck. I'm 48, so it doesn't really matter. Jesus Christ. I just figured it out. I'm gonna be 49 next month. Wow. Holy shit. Maybe we'll throw a big party, a big serious bodybuilding party when I'm 50. Everybody could come. Go get all fucking lit. It'd be awesome. We get all drunk, high. Girls take their titties out, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, yes, anytime, especially young guys out there, or anybody who wants to put size on. If you can, barbell dumbbell movements, always over Smith machine, plate loaded machine, um, cables, anything like that. I mean, that's a no brainer. Anybody, that's bodybuilding 101. That is exactly what my opinion is, and the majority of people that are in this space, their opinion will be. Next question, and I'm afraid that this is the last question, but always a good one. Vigar, my friend Vigar, underscore SELJENES. Okay, so it is Vigar VEGGAR underscore SELJENES. If anybody wants to go follow him on Instagram. What is the biggest bullshit supplement on the market these days that is not testosterone? Okay. I don't do a lot of deep diving into supplements and stay on the supplements, the biggest supplement craze, but there's always supplements out there that are crap. Testosterone is crap. It's just garbage. Don't waste your time. If you are one of those people that are a Greg Doucette person and you bought it from him, I don't know what to tell you. It's a waste. Um, because I always stay with the basics when it comes to supplements. Your whey protein, your branched chain aminos, your essential aminos, depending on how you're using them. Pre-workout, you have a multivitamin, multimineral. You have, your CoQ10, your extra vitamins like vitamin D or vitamin C, fiber. This might upset a lot of people, but I am not a big fan of pump products. Not a big fan of pump products at all. Um, I don't see why they are necessary. I think it's more of a psychological thing, kind of like pre-workouts, but pre-workouts, will give you the energy if you're kind of like, dragging ass. But with pump products, I'm not a fan of them. Uh, because number one, I never have a serious problem getting a pump, and it's more of a psychological thing. You go to the gym, I get a better pump. Oh my God. Um, yeah, I would stay away from pump products. I mean, listen. There are guys that love pump products, and I know there are good pump product supplements out there. I know my friend Armand Adibi makes one. I know my friend Jason Arn makes one. So it's I Prevail Sups. And then the other one is armandadb.com. So you go to i-prevailsups.com or armandadb.com. And those two guys make really good products. They're friends of mine and so on and so forth, but they do make good products. But I'm just not a good for. I'm not. If you like pump products, I would buy one of theirs. But I'm just not a pump product dude. I just don't. And I never was. Like they always kind of made pump products. Like, oh, you go get your Vandal sulfate and you'll get a better pump. And I'm like, I never had a problem with my pump. I'm good. I don't see how it leads to extra muscle mass. So I'm not a big fan of now. Anybody out there that can educate me, if it does, let me know. But I'm not a big fan of supplements that are more psychological, so that you want to go to the gym, which would be in my opinion would be one of those would be a pump product because you feel a pump better. Listen, if you have plenty of money and you wanna like use all these things, let's go right ahead. Like there's plenty of people that put a pump product into their pre-workout and they get the best of both worlds. Go right ahead, do what you want. That's just not my formula. That's all I'm saying. It's just not my formula. Um, is there anything else off the top of my head that is not necessary? Hmm. Oh, As far as biggest bullshit, testosterone is definitely like you hit the nail on the head, Vigar, on that one. That's for sure. I would have said that one if you didn't include it. Pump products, L-glutamine. I mean, I know these are things that are proven, but it's not necessary. I mean, even creatine. I'm not a big fan of creatine, but the creatine is a proven commodity. There's no question about it. Any kind of testosterone razor, if you will, anything that can increase your testosterone levels. Because with me, if you're gonna do that, you might as well just go get yourself on TRT. If that's the case, if you want to increase your testosterone, go do it right. Go to a clinic or a doctor and go get it prescribed. You know. But that's basically it. All right. Thank you, everyone, for the questions. I hope I cleared up everything. I know I'm always going to have people that disagree with me on certain topics, and that's fine. And that actually creates a better video for me to address, and it creates content. So you could disagree with me all you want, although I do have a soft spot for people that just agree with me. But I try not to. And if you notice, the one thing that I try to do when I have either about either it's shooting the breeze or if it's muscle talk and I have the guys on, if I have an opinion on something and one of the guys have a different opinion, I always let them have the stage and voice their opinion. I never say no, that's bullshit, I don't get it, and I try to understand where they're coming from. I might go back and forth with them a little bit, but I never disrespect them or disagree with them or say that's bullshit or whatever the case may be. If you are on my show, um, you get you get to speak your mind. Period. I mean, unless you're insulting, but none of the guys that I've had on are insulting, and if anybody is disrespectful or insulting, they're not going to come back. I'm going to make sure they don't come back. But none of the guys are disrespectful or insulting. And if you ever watch the shows, it's never disrespectful or insulting. And anytime anybody has a different opinion, and they all have different opinions, we all have different opinions. That's what makes the panel shows interesting. Is that you have three, four, five guys that have different opinions. I always give them the chance to speak their mind. I always give them the floor, and I always let them finish their thoughts. Um, and it always turns out to be a good conversation, and that's how I believe uh, panel shows should be. So what I'm trying to say is, even in the comment section, if you disagree with me, it's fine. You could disagree with me. It's okay. I actually invite you that if there is something you disagree with me, to tell me, and then I'll address it. Or if I think it's ridiculous, I just won't address it. But that's what makes horse races go, baby. That's what makes content go. All right, serious and silliness bodybuilding. This is Anabolic Academy. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for the questions, guys. And I will see you soon. Later. Peace.